If you can give me 5 to 10 minutes of your time just for this video, I promise I'm going to solve your habit of procrastination once and for all. But for that, I need your utmost and 100% attention. Put this video in full screen, don't look at the comments below, don't look at suggested videos, and watch this video towards the very end with your full 100% attention. And by the end of the video, I guarantee you any excuse or any issues you have related to procrastination will be completely gone. After that, the only factor or the only variable that will dictate whether or not you succeed in whatever I'm going to tell you will be whether or not you follow through and actually take action on the advice that I'm going to be giving you. So without any further ado, if you are genuinely interested to quit procrastination, watch this video towards the very end. First and foremost, the most important step that you need to do in order to beat procrastination is make a list of all the excuses you have that keep you from performing a certain activity. So for me, I'll give you a very decent example. I did this entire framework for myself and I stopped procrastinating going to the gym. Every time that I wouldn't go to the gym, I wrote down the reason why my brain justifies not going to the gym, right? So for me, the major reasons were, number one, that either I was too full and I didn't like, I would feel very lethargic and I wasn't able to lift as much and I would feel like throwing up because of how much food I had in my stomach. So number one reason was that maybe I had a late lunch or maybe I ate too much. So when I would go to the gym, I would feel very bloated. I would feel the food in my stomach. So it was very uncomfortable when I was working out, right? That was number one reason. Number two reason was that I was either sleeping in the afternoon and then I would just wake up with the alarm that rings for my gym, and then I go to the gym within the next 5-10 minutes, and I'm not really awake at that time anyway. So I just feel lethargic and I don't feel like going to the gym most of the times. The only two excuses that I have, because I'm a relatively disciplined person and I also like going to the gym, the only two excuses that were keeping me from going to the gym were, number one, that I had too much food in my stomach, I had food sitting in my stomach, and number two was that I was sleeping late during the afternoon, or I was sleeping in the afternoon at all. Your first step is to identify your excuses as well, and don't do this for each and every activity that you want to stop procrastinating towards. So maybe you want to stop procrastinating towards studying, maybe you want to do it for gym, maybe you want to do it for waking up early, or maybe start studying for the exam and you keep telling yourself, I'll start next week, I'll start tomorrow. Anything that is to your brain justified as a reason for not doing a particular thing, write that down. It can be extremely stupid, like the examples I told you were extremely stupid. When you tell yourself that, you'll just feel like a dumbass, but you need to do that. Number two is to simply eliminate all of these excuses. How you do that is, I'll simply give you my own example. I made it an absolute rule for myself that I will never eat past 3 p.m. and if I do, I'll maybe have some slack, and maybe I'll have a protein shake. Anything that won't make me feel bloated, won't make me feel heavy in the stomach is okay. Otherwise, I've just made it a rule for myself not to eat past 3 p.m. at all. Right, so that's problem number one, excuse number one, completely eliminated. If I don't eat past 3 p.m, there's no way I can have something in my stomach that will make me feel uncomfortable while I am working out, right? That's very obvious, very simple. Step number two is, I made it a rule for myself again to never sleep past 3 p.m. or past 4 p.m. So I go to the gym every single day at 5:25 p.m. because my gym opens at 5:30 p.m. So every single day my alarm clock rings at 5:25. I get ready within 5 minutes and I'm at the doorstep of my gym at 5:30 every single day. So if I am up by 4, I can have a coffee, then I can wash my face. I'll be completely up by the time it's time to go to the gym, right? Otherwise, I just prefer not sleeping during the morning because during daytime, because I just find it as a waste of time. Sometimes my body is too sore and I need that extra sleep. Those days I will sleep, but I'll just start a little early. So maybe I'll go to sleep at 1 p.m. and I'll wake up around 3-4 p.m. So when you do this, you are eliminating these excuses from happening ever again, right? So your brain will always have some excuses, something unfortunate, something unforeseeable may happen, right? Those are things that you cannot avoid, but these are things that are happening over and over again, right? These are very common excuses that you have. So these are not really excuses. These are just the cheat codes that your brain has found that if it just throws towards you, you just completely crumble, right? If your brain just makes you feel like you're too sore, or makes you feel like you're too tired for the day, makes you feel like there's too much food in your stomach, you won't go to the gym. Your brain knows that, and it craves comfort. So whenever you don't go to the gym, it's like a win point for your brain, right? It feels like it has achieved something. That's reward for your brain, right? So what you need to do is work against your brain, and it will give you excuses. You need to eliminate those excuses. This is the only way how. You need to identify what your excuses are and make it a rule for yourself to eliminate those excuses. Do anything that you need to do. I only eat twice a day. I completely eliminated having lunch. I complete all my calories in the amount of protein I need to eat within the 2 meals. And that has been working greatly for me. If you have to do something similar, something so drastic as eliminating a meal altogether, do so. There's no problem in that. It just comes down to what is more important to you. Is having lunch with your family more important than going to the gym and becoming the best version of yourself, which is fine, by the way. If you want to spend time with your family, that's fine. But if it's so stupid as just, you know that you're giving yourself excuses, you know your brain is giving you excuses, and it's the same excuse over and over again, why won't you just eliminate that? If going to the gym is so important, that, or whatever habit that you're trying to build that you're procrastinating against, if that is so important that you're actually watching a full-on video on that, why not just work towards it? Why not just eliminate all the excuses? Every obstacle in your way is going to make your job harder, right? Why not just eliminate all these? That is step number 2. Alright, this is like a little actionable step for you. If you're thinking you're gonna make a list of all these things later on, or you're gonna make a mental note of this, I guarantee that you will never do that, first of all. Second, you will never actually benefit from this if you just think like that. Because I was thinking like that when I got this advice from some other YouTuber, or maybe I read it in a book, I don't remember. But the number one thing you can do in order to guarantee that you're going to succeed in whatever it is that you're trying to work towards is actually manifest it into real life. When you write something down, you're bringing that energy that you've created in your mind into like real piece of paper, right? And firstly, that is like the more spiritual thing. Secondly, you're actually giving your brain so much more clarity when you do that, because when you write something down, you're going to put efforts into that. You're going to think about it. When you simply just make a commitment randomly on air, and it's not on a piece of paper, you're not going to stick to it. You won't even have a reminder. When you have it on a piece of paper, you're going to have constant reminder that this is something that is important. You're telling your brain that it is so important that I literally wrote down on it. That is why journaling is so important. That's why psychologists advise you to journal every single day, because of how important it is. So this is an actionable step for this video. If you actually want to benefit from this, write down all the activities. Take a piece of paper, write down right now, by the way, write down all the activities that you want to stop procrastinating towards, and on the right hand side, write down all the possible excuses that you have for yourself towards that particular activity. I did it for myself. My things that I was procrastinating towards was working, so I did some things towards that. I'll tell you about it. Second was working out. Third was waking up early. These were the 3 things that I wanted to stop procrastinating towards, because to me these were very important things, because these were aiding my self-improvement journey, but these were also very difficult. So what I did was I discovered all the problems that I had regarding, so all the excuses that I had. So in terms of waking up early, my number one excuse was I don't have anything to wake up to. I didn't have anything to do after waking up, right? I woke up at 5 a.m. and I have nothing to do. So the number one thing I did was I started to allocate tasks to myself a night before. So before going to sleep, I would write down all the tasks that I need to complete as soon as I wake up. So as soon as I would wake up, as soon as the alarm would ring, I had something to tackle. I had something to work towards first thing in the morning, and that drove me towards waking up early. That was the number one thing. I didn't have any other excuses for that. So once I completed that, there was no other problem. I started waking up early, and now wake up early every single day positively at 5 a.m. Second was working out. I already told you the two things that was keeping me from working out. Number one thing was I had food in my stomach and I felt uncomfortable while working out. Number two was that I felt sleepy because I had overslept during an afternoon nap. I made it a rule for myself to never sleep past 3:30, 4 p.m. And I made it a rule for myself to not eat either a big lunch or not eat at all after 3 p.m. So if I were to have a lunch, if my parents forced me to eat lunch with them, if they want to just talk to me and they want me to eat something that they made, I would eat it before 3 p.m. So after 3 p.m. there's no eating at all for me. That was the second thing. Number 3 was working. The number one problem with me working was that I was not able to focus and I felt sleepy. So these were like waking up early and working were very closely interrelated because I did them right after the other. So as soon as I would wake up, I would make a black cup of coffee for myself and I would chug it while working on my laptop. That increased my level of focus immensely. And because I had like designated tasks that I needed to complete, I had an aim, I had like a deadline to complete. So that was also very helpful for me. Similarly, make your own list. Right now, if you haven't, you're an absolute pussy and a bitch. You will never ever stop procrastinating. You may do it for a week or two. After that, you're just going back to the same degenerate asshole that you are. That's just the truth that's going to happen, because that is exactly what happened to me as well. Until I started taking action, there was no change in my life, right? So pause this video right now and make your own list. If you have, congratulations, you're one of the very few people who are actually going to beat procrastination just like I have. I'm just very proud of you, bro. The last and final thing that I need to tell you is this concept that I read from a book of Ryan Holiday called Discipline is Destiny. It's an amazing book. I would 100% recommend that you read it. But this is one concept in the book that really like resonated with me. It's called Eat the Frog. What Eat the Frog, the entire concept is basically that if I offer you the most lavish meal of your life, whatever you want to eat right in front of you, as much as you want to eat, but the only condition, the only catch is that you have to eat a frog, live frog along with it. What would be your thought process? Would you choose to eat it before the food, or would you choose to eat after the food? If you're even a little bit smart, if you're even a little bit intellectual, you will say that I would 100% choose to eat it before the meal, because then I'm already done with the most disgusting part, and then after that there's like so much food that I can cleanse my palate with, that I will leave the entire experience with a good taste in my mouth, right? As opposed to if you choose to eat it after the food, whatever lunch that you want to have, you're going to leave the experience with a disgust in your mouth. You may throw up, and you possibly will not even be able to enjoy the meal because you'll be thinking about that disgusting frog that you have to eat afterwards. That makes sense, right? This entire concept, this entire thing is a metaphor. Think of that frog as the task that you're always procrastinating towards. Think of that frog as that disgusting task that you need to complete. You're basically always, each and every time, pushing the frog away, as if if you push it far enough, you won't have to eat it. You 100% will have to, right? If you have exams coming up, you will have to study for them sometime, right? You can't keep pushing it. Even if you have to study it one night before, you will have to do it. So why do you keep pushing the task forward? Why do you keep pushing the task to your future self? Why not just get it over with? Even if you do a bad job at it, even if you half-ass it, at least it's gonna be done, right? Even if you start studying for your exam 2 months before and you half-ass it, say you just read through the entire chapters that are in your syllabus, you're still gonna be better off than if you try to complete the entire syllabus just one day before, because there's just so little time that you have, the quality of work that you're going to produce is gonna be so shit. And that's just a study example. Each and every task that you're procrastinating towards, if you're watching this video, you know that you have to do that, right? So instead of pushing that forward, just get it over with. Eventually you'll have done it so many times that you'll get bored of it, and you'll get so good at it that it takes no effort. Eventually you're gonna stop procrastinating. Now I do not procrastinate going to the gym. I don't even have this thought in my mind that I will not go to the gym. It's become a habit. Even if I decide that no, I'm gonna take a rest day today because my muscles are too sore, I still just automatically go to the gym. I can't stop myself. And that's not some kind of obsession, that's a habit that I've built consciously. And that is just one going to the gym example. There's so many more examples. If you want me more closely involved in your self-improvement journey, you can check out the first link in the description. It's a free ebook that I've written. It took me a couple of months to write that. The purpose of me writing that ebook was not for selling that ebook online. I'm never going to put a price on that. It's completely free. You don't even have to give me your email, by the way. The purpose behind writing that ebook was I wanted to guide my younger brother through his teenage years and into his adult life, because I feel like there's a lot of fluff out there on the internet. Even in real life, there's a lot of bullshit people, and there's a lot of vices that attract you when you're a teenage and just initially dipping your toes into the adulthood life. So I wanted to give him something that will help him guide his way into becoming a high value man rather than becoming a degenerate goblin. So that is the reason I wrote that book. It's completely free. You can check it out, the first link in the description, and hopefully you will find some value in it, and hopefully you will trust me enough. My only intention with this video and with writing that book was so I can help this generation become better versions of themselves. That's all I want to do. That's my purpose in life, that I want to help my generation becoming the best versions of themselves. I want to create an entire wave, an entire generation of high value men. I'm building a community of high value men, or men who want to become high value. If you're one of them, and if you've reached to this part of this video, you are one of them, subscribe to my channel right now so my videos can find you more easily, and I can help you in your own self-improvement journey by videos just like this every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And I'll see you in the next video.